Welcome to the Imperium Forex daily video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration. Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you very much for joining me. Well, it would seem that the price action over the last 24 hours for silver ended in a bear phase after the market retreats from that 70.85 area and plummeted towards the base, which was at $16.30, and recorded a low of 26 before staging a moderate recovery. Into today's outlook, the market needs to continue this recovery and get above the level of 60 to support a further upside move towards $16.80-85 and reassess from there. If the market fails to take out that level of 60 in the next 24 hours, then the implications would turn back to the downside and look towards the base that holds around $16.30, which I still believe will hold if we see another challenge. That being said, if the market does break beneath 30, then the next target comes in is at $15.95 and reassess from there. Moving on to gold, overnight, prices suffered its biggest one-day drop by selling pressure during the early European session, with the overnight prices plummeting to a fresh multi-week low of 1,236, and that currently is seen as the minor support on the day. The question now asks is whether a further push will keep the market in negative territory. At this stage, I am keeping a very close watch. Now, we do need to see a move to the upside today, like silver, and we would need to see a break above the resistance of 1246 to get the next target of 1251 to 52. However, as the market plays out in the next 24 hours, if we do see a break towards the downside, beneath 36 would see another challenge towards this level around 31 to 33, where the bull camp is expected to be held. And a break beneath there would give further concerns and put a downside objective to 12.15 and reassess from there. Well, the Australian dollar attempted to rally again overnight, however fell towards the highs of 75.98 after briefly printing, dropped back towards 80 this morning. In light of the current pattern, I still hold the view that the market will remain bearish, and especially with the weaker gold price action and the Australian dollar being a commodity-based currency, should feel the heat of any advances and still looking towards that target of 75.45 as minor, with the trigger level seen beneath at 75.0515. On the day, I expect to see the resistance capping at 95. Well, the euro pretty much unchanged, even though we did see weaker core durable goods in the US. The market still pretty much holds underneath that 112 handle after briefly printed a high of 19. In light of the current pattern, I'm looking for a further down challenge and looking towards the support at 111.40 with beneath the challenge. We're still awaiting at 110.70. Any advances on the day or into tonight should find resistance at 112.30 and firmer above at 112.80 figure. Well, the dollar-yen story has turned into a slightly more bullish case, as it now tackles the level of 95. It is viewed that the market will continue on and look up towards the next target of 112.50 and reassess from there. My view on the bullish outlook will remain as long as we sustain above the 111.30-35. Failing to do so, then this would reopen the downside to 110.80 to 110.35-45. But this looks unlikely at this stage, as the market is still pretty much holding to a very strong stance from the close of New York this morning. And to round off with sterling, the market is still very much in a bear phase, and I'm still expecting any challenges towards the top side to fail towards 127.7080 to 128.1025. I still expect the outcome to be negative towards an objective now of 126.80 to 126.40, and even lower towards the region of 125 and reassess from there. So that wraps up my daily video. Thank you very much for joining me, and always look out for the intraday report that will be released shortly.